You realize they discovered the body. Don't you is greater than is greater than. Where exactly is greater than is greater than? Right here. Down the main road in our own community. Is she okay? No, she is far from okay. Is greater than she is gone. Do you understand the gravity of this? The pressure is entirely on your shoulders. Is greater than. My problem is greater than you were the last person seen with her alive. All eyes are looking directly at you. Son, meet 14-year-old Aiden Fucci. He stands as one of the nation's most cold-blooded juvenile offenders. Currently under parental interrogation at the precinct, Tristyn Bailey, his 13-year-old schoolmate, has just been discovered lifeless in the local woodlands, the victim of a brutal assault. Aiden seems convinced he can outsmart the authorities, audaciously suggesting the victim is still walking around. Is greater than we are just having a blast in the back of a squad car. Yup, Tristyn is greater than what is up. Guys, Justin, if you walk out that is greater than when you see this in a month. Is greater than he has no clue that his horrific actions were documented every step of the way. As detectives tighten the net, they uncover a trail of undeniable proof. Every clue is more chilling than the previous one. Now, the burden falls on investigators to make the charges stick against this remorseless youth. However, he intends to do whatever it takes to derail them. Is greater than I will not allow you to claim my spirit. You have the audacity to try and remove me. I can never run from my own mind. Is greater than. In the pre-dawn hours of May 9th, amidst the silence of St. John's, Florida, Aiden reaches out to Tristyn, asking her to meet up at a mutual friend's place. Shortly after midnight, Tristyn quietly slips out of her house to join him. They hang out for roughly 60 minutes before departing as a pair. At 1:45 in the morning, a residential surveillance camera spots them walking together toward a dark, wooded patch. That grainy video is the final recorded moment of Tristyn Bailey alive. The events that follow are pure nightmare fuel. Aiden guides Tristyn to a hidden pond deep in the brush, where he inflicts 114 wounds in a violent frenzy that stunned even veteran officers. The very same camera that saw them leave now catches Aiden returning alone, sprinting toward his residence, clutching his footwear. At 3:31 in the morning, the family's home security system logs him walking through the front door. Detectives would soon flag a major inconsistency in the timeline. Video evidence proves Aiden took 2 full hours to get back, a trip that should have taken 30 minutes tops. Later that morning, Tristyn's family goes to wake her for Mother's Day, only to find an empty bed. This realization sparks one of the most desperate and heartbreaking searches the state has ever seen. Authorities locate Aiden quickly, pinning him as the primary person of interest. This marks Aiden's initial showdown with law enforcement, where his deceptive and arrogant personality immediately surfaces. Is greater than. Excuse me, are you Aiden? Hi, I am with the sheriff's office. Is greater than we are just trying to locate Tristyn. Is greater than. And look, I am not here to jam you up or get you in trouble. My main priority is her well-being. I need to know who she is with and where she might be hanging out. Is greater than. You mentioned there might be a trail she stays at. Is greater than. Is she? Is greater than or where she might be. What is this path? Is greater than there is a trail that runs way back there. Is greater than deep into the forest. Is greater than understood. Okay, have you heard from her at all recently? È maggiore di no. Okay, right. Is greater than. Would you be willing to give me a quick rundown on the situation? Is greater than regarding her. È supérieur à sure. We were over at Ty's place, and I stayed until maybe 1:50 in the morning. Then I realized I was running super late. I had to bounce, or my mom was literally going to end me. Is greater than. Got it. So, we began walking back, and right near where that brick barrier begins. Is greater than right. Is greater than. That is where she tried to touch me, and I shoved her off really hard. I just sort of walked off because I was ticked off. Now, regarding this trail you mentioned, is that a spot where teenagers go to use substances or drink is greater than no? Just a place to relax and look at the is greater than water. Okay, is greater than understood. All right then, well, I appreciate it. Aiden, we are going to head over there and see if we can find her. Thanks. Is greater than. You got it. Is greater than. When you head down, you will see the path clearly. It opens up into a clearing in the woods, and you just follow the trail down. Is greater than. There is a fallen tree you can use to cross over. Okay, sounds good. Thanks again. Thanks. Aiden, is greater than. The suspect's arrogance is glaring as he spins a web of lies, alleging Tristyn made a move on him and he simply pushed her away. However, when a different investigator questions him later, his attitude takes a sharp turn. He shuts down, becoming defensive and significantly less cooperative. Is greater than now that I've walked you through them. Do you fully grasp these rights? Is greater than yes. Sir, is greater than all right. With those rights in mind, are you willing to speak with us at this time? Is greater than no. Sir, okay, understood. So, you are declining to answer any questions. Is greater than. I already told you guys what went down, but I can't really give you anything else. I honestly don't know what happened. Am I orky? No problem. If you don't know, that is fine. If you don't want to talk to us, you are under no obligation to do so. Okay, let's go ahead and secure his mobile device. We are going to hold onto your phones for now. All right, buddy. Is greater than once Aiden shuts down the interview. The lead detective moves instantly, signaling another officer to confiscate the suspect's smartphone, fully aware it could contain the smoking gun for this case. But seconds before they can snatch it away, Aiden pulls a sly move, firing off a series of desperate Siri voice commands to his girlfriend. Hey Siri, send a text to Dream Girl. They took my phone. I am using Siri and I love you. Bye. Is greater than your message to Dream Girl says, they took my phone. I am using Siri and I love you. Bye. Is greater than ready to send it. Yes. Okay. It is sent. Hey Siri, text Dream Girl. I am speaking through the glass. I cannot see your text. Is greater than. Your message to Dream Girl says I am talking through the glass. I cannot see your text. Ready to send it. Yes. Okay. It is sent. Hey Siri, text Dream Girl. Please stick by my side through all of this. Is greater than sorry. I missed that. Could you say it again? Please. Is greater than. Please stick with me through this. Is greater than I'm sorry. Later, a jogger stumbles upon a nightmare in the woods. Tristyn's lifeless body. Her hair is matted and stained crimson, and she has sustained multiple sharp force injuries to her hands, arms, and neck area. These are classic defensive wounds, proving she fought ferociously for her life. With this grim discovery, the rescue mission ends, and a homicide inquiry begins. Aiden is hauled back to the precinct, this time joined by his mother and father for questioning. While they wait for the detectives to return, his parents grill him about his statement to the authorities. But Aiden's demeanor is chillingly unbothered. Is greater than did they ask you anything specific? Is greater than Well, they ask stuff like, what color is my hair? What color are my eyes? Just basics like that. That is all I am to them. And then, where we live. Is greater than you know. They found that girl, right? Is greater than where? Is greater than in our neighborhood, just down the main road. Is greater than is she? Is she good? Is greater than no, she is not. Is greater than she is gone. That is why this is critical. The spotlight is entirely on you right now. Is greater than my problem is greater than. You were the last person seen with her. So understand that a mountain of pressure is crashing down on you. Sin decision. So, watch how you talk, how you breathe, how you think before you respond. Is greater than. This is grave. Aiden, you can't just act clueless. You can't keep saying, I don't know. You have to grasp the severity here. Is greater than clearly. You get it, right? Is greater than. Every word you utter will impact your future. Is greater than that. Snapchat post you made. That was not smart. Is greater than. Not smart at all. Now, we have people threatening to torch our house and burn our cars to the ground. All because of that Snapchat stunt. It is everywhere. You are plastered all over the internet. Social media is mayor que yes. It is viral. You will likely have to stay with me once we are done here. Just for your own safety. Is greater than when. His parents break the news that Tristyn has been found deceased. Aiden's reaction reveals a disturbing level of detachment. They also frantically explain that their family is receiving threats, sparked by a callous Snapchat post Aiden uploaded earlier. They are referring to a selfie Aiden snapped from the back of a police cruiser, captioned with a sarcastic, "Hey guys, has anyone seen Tristyn lately?" This image spread like wildfire online, causing an immediate uproar. Classmates immediately noted the dark irony. Aiden was the last person to be seen with her. But the behavior didn't stop there. He also uploaded a taunting video, openly suggesting Tristyn was still out there and implying the whole tragedy was a hoax. We are in a cop car. Guys, she is losing it. Dude, is greater than. We are just having fun in a freaking police car. Yep, è maggiore di Tristyn. Is greater than what is up. Guys, è maggiore di Tristyn. If you walk out that damn door, when you see this in a month, is greater than back. Inside the interrogation room, Aiden starts spinning his narrative to his parents about that night. Is greater than. Did you tell them anything else? About the police car that we don't know about. Is greater than no. Do snorts, if this girl got picked up by someone. I mentioned her supplier to him. You suspect he scooped her up. Most likely, she made it clear she wasn't heading back to her place. She insisted on finding a crash pad for the night, so I just left her on the pavement. Seriously, you believe someone just grabbed her right then? She kept moving. I guess so. Honestly, I'm clueless. Did you catch whether she doubled back or if she was trailing behind you? Okay, you shoved her to the ground and then took off. Maybe we should stay quiet. I'm just trying to verify your statement to the police. That part wasn't clear to me. I need to know exactly what you said. Did you actually lay eyes on this 20-year-old guy? You stayed out of his vehicle. I'd never laid eyes on him prior to this. I only caught wind of him that specific evening. Wait, that was the first time you heard of him? Actually, no. His name comes up constantly. Drives a dark sedan. At least, that's what I think. Aiden spins a tale where Tristyn gets retrieved by a narcotics distributor, supposedly because she refused to return home and needed a place to sleep. Observe how this specific detail is completely missing from his first conversation with authorities. The story only pivots once investigators corner him regarding the holes in his timeline. As the parents drill him on why he was out with Tristyn in the dead of night, a disturbing pattern becomes glaringly obvious. The boy never hesitates with a rebuttal. What exactly were you up to out there in the dark? Just hanging around the trees with them? Did things get physical? Did you kiss her? With that girl, you need to be completely transparent. Yes, I kissed her. Did it go beyond that? Yeah. That means they'll find your biological traces on her. The security footage shows you barefoot. Why were you walking without footwear? My feet were aching. Those sneakers caused sores. Did you return to the house and sneak back out? No. Did you slip out again? Or were you really at Trey's place the entire time? I stayed at Trey's. All right then. The one evening I didn't track your location. I need to know. This is critical. Son, it's beyond critical. This isn't a game. We are talking about your entire future. Your existence and hers. Ours too. Your siblings can't even attend class in the morning because of this. For what reason? Because the other students might target them. Are they holding him in custody? I'm unsure. As far as I'm aware, they lack concrete proof. Unless you're hiding something from me. Did you two engage in intercourse? Did she actually grab hold of you before you shoved her? Or was that no? She definitely grabbed me. Right. And you have zero idea what befell her after you knocked her down. Did she cry out in pain or get angry? She just said my name. She called out, Aiden. I'm pretty sure I shoved her, told her to enjoy herself, and simply marched off. Which way did she go? Likely the opposite direction, since she wasn't by my side. You didn't even glance over your shoulder. Nothing to be concerned about. Huh? Police are raiding our home as we speak. Why were your pants damp? Right here. When we got back? Yeah. Damp from what exactly? Just water. Liquid. From her drinking glass? Her glass. No, just a beverage container. You spilled it on yourself. How dropped it at the house. This day is unreal. A complete horror show. I keep hoping I'll snap out of this bad dream. Same here. Me too. We need to head back and retrieve your laundry. Which items? The outfit you have on. There isn't anything incriminating on that fabric. Correct? Are you certain it's not Aiden's mother? Crystal Smith drops a subtle hint that implies she holds dark secrets she isn't sharing. Investigators eventually secured video from the home security system, which recorded a damning sequence. Crystal scrubbing crimson stains from her son's denim trousers in the basin. Forensics found human blood on both the fabric and the plumbing, resulting in her conviction for evidence tampering, earning her 30 days behind bars and a probation term. Locked inside the interrogation room, Aiden's parents used their final fleeting moments of privacy to drill one strategy into his head. Stick to the script. You nervous? Not really. Barely. Maybe a little shaken. But if your hands are clean, you're fine. Yeah. I know. It's just heavy. You didn't do anything. Right time scoffs times hell of a bad time to be out there. Worst possible spot. Leaving a 13-year-old girl alone on the streets at 3 in the morning, that wasn't bright. Ensign. Walking her home in the dead of night wasn't exactly genius either. You need to steer clear of girls. Anything could go wrong. Did you get close to her that night? Last night, yeah. At Trey's place, no. On the walk. I'm trying to understand. You kissed her. Then she suddenly grabs you, and you push her off. You better lock in your version of events and don't deviate. Yeah, I hate when people flip-flop. Visualize every single question he's going to throw at you. Pause before you answer. Think it through. For the next couple of hours, they're going to hammer you. They'll ask the same thing over and over, drilling you until you slip up and your story changes. God, I hope he's all right. Did they ask why it took you so long to get back? Yeah, and they asked why. They said I was just wandering around by yourself. Yeah, you just walked home really slow. The private huddle ends here, but every word whispered would eventually be weaponized in court. The cuffs go on. Initially, they slap him with second-degree charges. But those accusations were about to get a whole lot heavier, calling the initial hearing for Florida versus Aiden Fucci. Case number 21. 825. CF. Is that you? Aiden. Yes. Sir. All right. Be aware. Everything happening this morning is being recorded. We also have the assistant state attorney on the line. Anything you say that sounds incriminating can be used against you down the road. Do you understand these rights? Yes. Chelser. Okay. Let me explain the charges. The grand jury of St. Johns County has indicted you for first-degree premeditated homicide. This is a capital felony, typically punishable by the ultimate penalty or life behind bars. However, since you are under 18, the high courts have ruled out the death penalty. But make no mistake, this charge carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Is that clear? Yes, sir. I find probable cause to hold you based on the indictment and the affidavit I've reviewed. The grand jury's decision yesterday confirms this. Alongside the arrest documents, the paperwork indicates no bond. State, are you still requesting he be held without bail? That is correct. Your Honor, the state requests zero bond. Defense, do you wish to speak on this? We will address that at a later date. Your Honor, with the appropriate motions. Understood. After reviewing the paperwork, I've determined that the proof is evident. The presumption of guilt is significant. You are remanded without bond. Mr. Fucci, any questions? No, sir. The investigation was now fully in motion. Detectives secured a warrant for the Fucci residence. What they uncovered was the stuff of nightmares. In Aiden's room, they found an empty sheath for a blade, wet shoes stained with crimson, a soiled shirt, and damp jeans, clothing that perfectly matched the figure seen on the security tapes. Even more chilling was a notebook filled with dark, occult-themed sketches. As the forensic mountain grew, police turned their eyes to Aiden's girlfriend. Her testimony would reveal his true nature. Did he carry anything specific with him daily, like? What did he keep in his pockets? He always packed blades for safety. If he wasn't in class, he was armed. He assigned nicknames to them. One he dubbed Picker, and the other he referred to as Poker. Is greater than understood. Did Aiden ever share thoughts that made you suspect he intended to harm someone with a blade? Is greater than he frequently spoke about taking lives. Is greater than is that so? Yes. However, we shared a twisted sense of humor, so I never believed he was actually serious. I see. Is greater than he mentioned desiring to end my life. Occasionally, he would grab his weapon and mimic the motion of plunging it into me. Other times, he would sneak up behind me, press the cold steel to my neck, and simulate cutting it open. Yet, I wasn't frightened or alarmed. He never actually. Is greater than you felt safe with him. Is greater than, exactly. Is greater than understood. Did Aiden ever outline a concrete strategy he wished to execute? Perhaps describing the methodology of how he would commit such an act? Yes, he absolutely did. Is greater than, could you elaborate on those conversations? Is greater than well. While we were lounging on my rooftop, the subject resurfaced. He questioned how I might react if he took a life. I can't recall my exact response, but the implication was that any killing he committed would be calculated. Go on. Es superior I, it is difficult. I realize, but I need you to describe exactly what he claimed he would do during this premeditated attack. He explained he would roam the streets after dark, locate a solitary pedestrian, force them into the forest, and end them. Is greater than I understand. Is greater than he mentioned, feeling an urge that it would occur shortly. He warned me to anticipate it within 30 days. Is greater than. And when did this specific conversation take place? Is greater than I believe it was this very month. Did he ever mention concealment strategies? Or how he intended to evade capture after harming someone? Is greater than he claimed he would feign innocence, continue his spree, and eventually flee the area. Is greater than right. Is greater than. Or perhaps stage his own demise while continuing his dark work. The suspect's partner provides investigators with a terrifying look into his disturbed psyche, proving he fantasized about homicide well before Tristyn's end. These specific elements match the grim reality of the crime scene with disturbing precision. She further reveals his obsession with blades, noting that he assigned a specific moniker to each weapon. Upon dragging the water, authorities retrieved the lethal instrument, the blade named Poker. A fragment of the metal had broken off and was discovered lodged in the victim's cranium. Investigators proceed to interview Trey, an intimate associate, whose account reinforces the girlfriend's testimony regarding Aiden's morbid curiosity, verifying the suspect's alarming obsession with the sensation of murder. Is greater than we are a tight-knit circle. We spend nearly every available moment together, and those two are inseparable. Seeing each other daily, even when I wasn't around, or if I had a guest overnight, she would visit, making it a trio. I have hosted both Aiden and Tristyn at my residence 2 or 3 times. Interactions were always normal. Nothing ever appeared out of the ordinary. He never verbalized any threats, nor did any red flags arise during those visits. That is why this situation blindsided me completely. Aiden had uttered disturbing things to me, similar to what he told Sophie. But you rarely treat such comments from a teenager as credible threats. Is greater than. He mentioned that using his blade to cut someone's throat would bring him a sense of satisfaction. His conversations often drifted toward homicide and physical violence. I have witnessed him rehearsing lethal maneuvers with his weapon. Yet, you never interpret these actions as a genuine intent to murder, simply because he is only a child. Is greater than we are young. Our circle engages in banter and grim jokes, but never to that extreme extent. None of us ever genuinely express a desire to injure or end another person. Is greater than understood. Is greater than. For the investigators, a distinct profile starts to materialize based on accounts from the suspect's inner circle. He consistently voiced horrific, aggressive thoughts, yet everyone dismissed the possibility that he would execute them, seeking to comprehend his motives. The prosecution summons a mental health expert to deconstruct Aiden's psyche. Is greater than. What crucial elements did you observe within Mr. Fucci's history or lack thereof that contributed to your final assessment in this matter? Sophie Bowman specifically shed light on a disturbing conversation with the defendant. She recalled Fucci confessing that his home life was a battlefield, claiming he felt entirely unloved and unappreciated by his parents. In his twisted view, he was the outcast, the least significant member of the entire family unit. And when he outlined the profile of his intended victims, do you recall who Sophie said he targeted, friends or foes? Is greater than. It was chilling. He admitted he wanted to eliminate people he actually liked. She noted that he lifted this macabre concept directly from a horror movie he had obsessively watched. He identified with the villain's twisted desire to destroy someone they held dear. Is greater than. And what about his best friend, Trey Abshire? Did his testimony corroborate Sophie's account? Is greater than. It paints the same dark picture. However, there was a specific, gruesome detail the defendant shared with Trey. He spoke of the satisfaction he would feel from opening a throat and watching the life drain away. Now, these are not just unusual remarks. They are the red flags of a predator. To find satisfaction in that, it reveals a deeply disturbed mind. Is greater than. By this point, detectives fully grasped the depth of Aiden's depravity. Yet, nothing prepared them for the bizarre performance he would stage inside the Duval County Jail. Is greater than. I don't hate you, demons. I won't let you take my soul. You entities are trying to steal me away. I won't let you have my soul. I don't know what is happening. I see what is going on. Why am I here? I just want my mom and dad. What is happening? What is going on? What is happening? It quickly became clear to the legal teams and the public that Aiden was manufacturing an insanity defense to escape justice. Tellingly, this erratic behavior vanished completely during later court appearances. Behind bars, the real Aiden emerged violent, fighting with inmates and threatening officers and their families. He arrogantly bragged about the murder, boasting that he used a knife while others only used guns. Throughout the trial, Aiden remained a stone-cold statue until his grandmother took the stand. Is greater than. Please state your name for the record. Debbie. Sorry. Debbie. Is greater than how would you describe Aiden growing up with the other 5 children? Aiden was always the jester, the funny one of the bunch. He was always happy. Every picture I have, he is smiling. He is greater than. I don't know what happened. Is greater than. You understand why Aiden is here? Yes. Is greater than, is greater than, sorry. Is greater than is. That the boy you knew is greater than he is not the boy I knew. I cannot explain what happened. He was always good. I mean, I am so sorry. Sorry. I need a moment. This is incredibly hard. I am so sorry. He comes from a good family, and we do not condone his actions. We are deeply sorry for your loss. He was such a good kid. I don't know where this darkness came from. I mean, there is no history of bad behavior in his family or around him. Is greater than how has his arrest affected your family? Is greater than we are steeped in sadness all the time. You know, you cannot plan for this. It happens, and you are left wondering why. I pray every day for both families. I try to stay strong for my children and grandchildren because I have essentially been their mother and father. And she cries constantly. My daughter cries. I cry. We all cry. I just wish I could have changed the outcome, if only I had been there. And what would you like to say to the court? Is greater than first. To the family, I am so sorry. I wish I could change what happened. We pray for you every day. I pray for you, and I pray for my family. I hope you find peace somewhere in this tragedy. Just know that he has a good family, and we miss him. We lost a child too. You know, he is physically here, but he is gone. We miss him, and we wish this never happened. I don't know. I just wanted to tell you. Sobs. I know he must be punished for his actions. And I love him, and his family loves him very much. We are a large Christian family. We pray all the time. And I just hope you consider that please don't take him out of our lives forever. It tears me apart knowing I'll eventually die without ever getting that time back with him. Is greater than. That outburst was the single instance the defendant showed feelings during the trial. Yet none of it was for the victim. It was pure self-pity. Later, he tried to patch things up with a clumsy letter to the judge, a note so careless, he even misspelled the victim's name, making the apology completely meaningless. In the end, the killer admitted guilt to first-degree murder and stood to receive his punishment. Is greater than, I have to say. This file stands out as perhaps the most disturbing and challenging case this county has seen in the 16 years I've been practicing, or even the 20 years I've been involved in law here. Honestly, in 3 decades, living and working across Northeast Florida, very few crimes have ever left a scar on the community quite this deep. 114 stab wounds, 49 defensive cuts, 35 strikes to the head and neck, 29 to the back, and 6 that were instantly fatal. Those 49 defensive marks tell us she was awake. She was alert, and she fought with everything she had to stop the attack. She endured an agonizing, terrifying end at the hands of a friend she thought was safe. Her cries for help were likely cut short as her own lungs began to fail her. He tricked her into following him to a dark, wooded spot near his house, betraying her trust to lead her into a trap. The level of planning here was exceptionally cold and calculated. He had already told his circle that he intended to take a life that night. It was only later that he decided his target would be Tristyn Bailey. He just needed a victim. Mr. Fucci, given your guilty plea, I formally adjudicate you guilty of premeditated first-degree murder. The sentence is life in prison. Because of your age, the law grants a review of this sentence after 25 years. Is greater than the gavel had fallen. But for the grieving family, a prison term couldn't undo the permanent absence of their beloved daughter and sister. Let me be blunt, your hollow apology is not accepted. I didn't see a single shred of genuine regret in your words. It is undeniable to me that your statement was nothing more than a selfish tactic. I absolutely despise the fact that you breathe, and I see zero humanity or decency left inside you. 114. There are 114 stones in this jar, representing every single time my sister was struck. This final stone is mine, symbolizing all the things you robbed from me, my voice, my happiness, my hope, my future, and my beautiful daughter.